So even though the trend has passed quite a bit, I thought it would be quite fun to make a draw my life video. And it's been something I've been wanting to do for a while, and recently I've been inspired to do one because maybe I could do a draw my life video to kind of help other people. I hope you enjoy this, so let's get started. So I was born on the 15th of April 1994. If you did not know that already, please mark your calendars. And I grew up just north of the West Midlands, and I've grown up with the most lovely and caring family anyone could ever ask for. To be honest, I don't really remember a great deal from before I was about 4 years old, but apparently it did take me a bit longer than normal to learn how to talk, which understandably did worry my parents a bit, so I was sent to a special school which was just around the corner from the house I've grown up in. Even though I did learn how to talk when I was about 3, and from there I can be very chatty at times, during this time I was diagnosed with a form of high-functioning autism known as Asperger's syndrome, which meant that even though I was very physically and mentally able and can do a lot of things, I find it much harder to understand social scenarios and behaviour, and this has caused me a lot of stress and anxiety throughout my life, and has always made it difficult for me to make many close friends. And a lot of times in my life this has kind of caused me to kind of feel quite lonely and isolated, and not knowing what's acceptable and what's not really when socialising, and that can be quite stressful to me. And to be honest, it's something that I've always wished I could really understand a lot better really as well. When I was 5, I eventually was able to move to a mainstream primary school, which was basically right next to the special school I went to. Even though I was quite intelligent at school, I could often get into trouble without really understanding why. And I remember the teachers called me rude quite a lot, which did upset me as I never really intended to kind of be troublesome or rude. But however, looking back, I can sort of understand what they were coming from, but also I can kind of see that maybe they didn't really fully understand what my condition was. However, I did have quite a lot of help at school to kind of help me to improve and develop my behaviour and social skills, and I do feel like they worked to some point. I do feel my behaviour did improve over time when I was at school. Outside of school, I really loved and cherished spending time with and playing with my sister, and we used to always have such a great time together. I also played with some friends who lived around the area as well. We used to play video games, we used to play outside and stuff. I'm in quite a small place, so it was quite easy to kind of go and see them. I was also very fascinated with cartoons, especially with Disney and anime, such as Pokemon and Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh! I also really love my video games, and I love collecting things, especially toys, dolls and action figures. I also remember going on holiday a lot with the family as well. These were mainly caravan holidays, but we have also been abroad a couple of times as well. A lot of these included my mum's friend and her family, which was sometimes quite difficult, but we always had a good time on holidays. I also remember I got quite large when I was young because I really loved going to McDonald's and I didn't really have a very balanced diet. However, when I was 11 I realised this, and so I decided to go on a really huge diet and lost a lot of weight. This was quite tough, especially when I heard people in the street talking about me saying I was fat, but eventually I lost enough weight for me to be happy with my body. After primary school was the hell that was high school. When I started high school, I felt that there was a huge amount of pressure on students and so many rules that I never really felt very comfortable at high school. This really got to me quite early on, and I felt like I just couldn't be myself or make any new friends, and this caused periods where I'd even refuse to leave the house, even for school, especially in years 7 and 8, and this was very difficult for me and made me very sad. However, I did have a few hobbies I enjoyed outside of school which made my life a little bit more bearable, such as ice skating and playing some video games. I especially like the Super Mario, Sonic the Hedgehog, Kingdom Hearts and Pokemon video games. We also went to Walt Disney World a couple of times, which I really loved. It was my favourite place in the world. I also spent a lot of time with my mum and dad, and they were really supportive during my time at school. And because my dad is Welsh and loves rugby, we go to the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff once a year to watch a game of rugby, which is always quite fun. However, I never really managed to gain enough confidence or courage to go back to full-time education while I was at high school. This was incredibly difficult as I did lose contact with a lot of my friends from primary school, and I lost a lot of confidence and social skills. I did, however, go to a few social skills meetings outside of high school where I met some people who had similar social issues to me. This group would organise some outings which felt fun at the time, and it was actually quite helpful to me. And even though this quickly and abruptly came to an end, I am still close friends to this day with one of the girls I met at one of these social skills groups. And even though she's at university right now, we still often meet to play video games or to catch up or to hang out. There was also quite a lot going on outside of high school that was quite difficult for me, and I feel did affect my confidence at the time. I didn't really get to see as much of my sister as she started dating somebody that the family didn't really like, and also my granddad died after a 3-year-long battle with cancer, which had a huge impact on all the family, and seeing all these things that were affecting my family really made me struggle with my life. Eventually it was agreed that it would probably be best for me if I was homeschooled for my GCSEs for Maths, English and Science. This helped greatly at the time and reduced a lot of pressure from school, and I was able to work comfortably on a one-to-one basis with my home tutors, even if this did take away the social elements of doing these subjects at school. Eventually, with a lot of support, I managed to attend some lessons at school, and I did manage to make a couple of close friends who are still close friends to this day. I was able to attend some really fun school trips and my Year 11 prom, which I suppose was a good ending to a bad experience. Things started to get much better for me after I left high school and started college to study interactive media, which consisted of things like animation, designing things in Photoshop, game design and 3D modelling. Even though at first I felt really nervous about college and expected it to be a lot like high school, I was eventually able to settle in, and the lecturers from my course made me feel very welcome, and I was able to make a few good friends from the course. It felt good that I was doing something productive with my life that I really enjoyed, and that I was able to make a lot of like-minded friends and was able to meet quite a lot of good role models. In fact, I'd say that one of the lecturers was probably the coolest person I've ever met. And it was also the first time in my life I felt like I fitted in and belonged somewhere. I was also getting on much better with my sister, and even though she moved to Kent to study performing arts, we often kept in touch over Skype. I was also lucky enough to attend trips to both Rome and Paris whilst at college, and had a great time at both places with students both on my course and on other art-based courses. It was great to look at all the iconic buildings and art at these places, and I was lucky enough to socialise and get to know some of the other students and lecturers. To be honest, I really do wish I spent more time with some of the people I met on these trips, because they seemed like genuinely nice people and they seemed genuinely interested in me as well. However, college didn't come without its difficulties. This was mainly to do with some of my social concerns, but I feel that this stemmed from a lack of confidence from school, and also because this felt like my first proper large social opportunity for a very long time. However, I'd like to think I got on very well with most people I met during my time at college, and I really valued and cherished these friendships. I also had some really good one-to-one support at college who were always very kind and helpful, and the lecturers were always happy to help with both coursework and personal concerns. I don't think I would have coped at college nearly as well without them. I was gutted when my time on the BTEC and Interactive Media course ended and most people I met during the course went their separate ways. After the BTEC I started the foundation degree in New Media, which was a lot like the BTEC but a lot more intense. Even though a few things outside my foundation degree that I feel are going well, such as me passing my driving test and also coming third in a cosplay competition, there was quite a lot of things going on that weren't making me so happy, such as my mum being in hospital, and I was kind of finding it really hard to make new friends like on my foundation degree. And this caused me to not really do very well in my foundation degree, and I kind of started to think, well, what do I really want to do in life? I then decided one day, after a talk with my support parents and course leader on my foundation degree, that I wanted to use my art and media skills that I learnt on my courses to help others. And later that year I started a work placement during that time at a local special school where I'd come up with some art therapy sessions that would help some of the students, and also I did a bit of teaching assistant work. I really enjoyed this and I did really well on this work placement and got some very positive feedback from it. I eventually was able to make some friends during my foundation degree, both on my course and on other courses, and from then on I did loads better on my foundation degree and was much happier. My final project saw me making video tours of what I had learned during my time on my foundation degree, hoping to help potential new students. And these happened to be my first ever videos on YouTube, and this made me think that I could make YouTube videos that could help people, and that's where my passion for making YouTube videos started and is still developing today. I then graduated from Staffordshire University with a foundation degree in new media. Yay! Since graduating, I feel like I've achieved so much. I'm currently working as a part-time support worker to help young adults with special needs to develop life skills. I'm also doing some voluntary media work to develop my skills for a company that helps young adults to find work, and both of these are going really well, and I've met some very friendly people at both workplaces. I've also given a speech in front of parents of children with autism about how autism has affected my life, and also to give them hope that people with autism can succeed with the right support and encouragement. I feel I definitely couldn't have achieved nearly as much as I have done without the unconditional love and support from my family, friends, support, mentors and any other people who have helped me throughout my life. Some life advice I give to other people who are watching this video is to do what you love and never give up on your dreams. And for every bad time there will always be a billion better good times, and no matter how bad things get, things can always get better. Even though not everyone is going to be nice to you, be sure to be nice to everyone you meet. You never know, you could make a new friend for life. I hope you've enjoyed my Draw My Life video, and please check out some of my other videos, and please subscribe if you want to. I really do enjoy making YouTube videos, so please stay tuned for more content from me, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. So okay, see you soon, bye bye!